guys, welcome back. I got the arch rivals out of the back shop. I brought one of the 49-way joysticks out here. We're gonna pin it up, plug it in, and see what happens. Been extremely busy today, got the grass cut. The 59 pallet is completely together. It needs a final polishing, and it was supposed to leave today. And the only part of the car that I didn't paint is the white stripe between the two moldings down the quarter panel. So I was untaping everything today, and lo and behold, I peeled my tape off and it took some of the white paint with it. So, story of my life. Had to call them and say, hey, it's gonna be another day or two before your car is done. It's only on the one side. So yeah, it's, I mean, it's been buffed, wet sanded and buffed and everything, but yeah, look at this. There and there. This is a spot I wasn't supposed to touch. And that's what I get. A life of a day of a painter, guys. That's what happens. Nothing you can do about it. Whatever. Fix it. Move it. I don't know what I just did, but it said smooth on my camera. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Okay. Right, this had that weird one. Okay, so good news is, maybe. I don't know what those are. There's the joystick harness. Interesting, what the hell? Didn't I just unplug the joysticks? I had to have. God, I'm sweating my butt off. That is odd. What the hell's going on here? I know I don't remember pulling like a joystick wiring out. Open the back up here real quick. Here they are, laying on the bottom of the cabinet. All right, I'm hoping that this works, guys. Now, the only thing I don't remember is which side is player one and which side is player two. But we can just start a two-player game if that's the case. So, what I know is that the block-off pin is the third pin, and we're going to duplicate that on this plug. This is a new plug on here. So we just need to do one at a time and go in order. Now, each one have the same colors as far as the stripe color goes. So pin 1 is red, pin 1 is red, pin 2 is yellow and black, pin 2 over here is orange and black. That's good. I'm just gonna do one right now and see. Now I'm checking here. I'm just checking on the PCB real quick. It doesn't really say which one's player 1 and player 2, but the yellow wires are one up higher than the orange ones are below it. So we're going to assume that this is player 1. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to do one at a time here. Just going to pull this wire out. These connectors suck, but I'm going to save them because it has a pin in there and stuff. So I'm just going to save them. So we have 1, 5, 6 pins here. Little guys. Cows are pissed tonight out there. These you got to double crimp with this crimper because the crimper's not real big. Man, I'm dripping sweat. Okay, so this is going to be our last pin, which would be pin 12. So this is our pin 12. Okay. Now we know that red is our pin 1. This has a wire on 3. And pin 3 is non-existent. Why? That's weird. That doesn't make sense. Grab the joystick. So this plugs in like this. They have a wire. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Okay. All right. This means pin 1 is ground? I don't know. Yeah, that's pin 1. Okay. Pin 1 is red. It's 5 volts. And that's how I remember my paper. I did not bring my paper out here because there was no need to, because according to the two, they all match up. But that's not to say that this is going to work. I'm betting it's probably not going to work because there's been a lot of people say in different things I've read that they don't work. But I don't know. I guess you never know unless you try for yourself, really. So this is pin 1. Okay, let's stick, oh shit. I brought a little blockout pin to put in pin 3. So let's just put that in there now. Okay. I'm gonna sit down and do this. I'm trying to stay zoomed in here for you guys. So hopefully I'm in camera frame. I'll look here. Okay, so this one goes right next to the red. Maybe I'll get lucky and it didn't work for somebody because they used the pinout in the manual for Williams, and maybe because they had that drawn wrong and they had the wrong pin in the wrong place. Maybe that's why it didn't work. Could I get that lucky? I hope so. My son just pulled in. I gotta pause this for a minute. All right, let me get the rest of these connected one at a time here. Yeah. These little pins are a pain in the butt. What'd you guys think of the video last night? The pinball. You guys enjoy watching me work on pinballs? Now I have 2 play fields to fix. If you didn't watch my short video today, why is this not locking in? Oh, it's upside down. If you didn't watch my short video today, Pete in Michigan, he has a YouTube channel. I'm sure you guys know him. I messaged him yesterday. I said, hey, can you run and pick these parts up for me? He's like, sure, it's only 45 minutes from me. So he went and picked up a populated Playboy pinball machine playfield from the 78 one, from 1978. And he picked up a head and a back glass for me. I got all 3 pieces for $100 total. So we went and got those. And then my buddy Greg messaged me this morning and said, hey, there is a playfield and a better back glass, and I'm going to Elyria, Ohio today to pick some shelves up. He's like, you interested in this? I can pick it up for you. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I got another playfield that is not populated and a back glass. The playfield and the back glass are both in better shape, and I paid $120 for those, okay? So I am $220 into it right now. And the playfield that Greg picked up for me, I'm going to fix the artwork on that, clear coat it, and then I'll be able to take the populated playfield and move all the parts over. And then if I want, I could fix the playfield that's populated after I finish the other one, and I could just sell it off as an empty playfield if somebody wants one. Or keep it, who knows. I'll probably sell it off, to be honest with you, because I have enough junk. But I'm supposed to be going on Saturday, this coming Saturday, to New York to pick up a empty Playboy cabinet. It's an empty cabinet. The guy wanted $450 for it. I talked him down to $300. So hopefully he holds it for me. He says it's mine, but you know how that goes. So I'm going to pick that up. So between that and the playfields and everything else I bought, I am $520 into it. And Greg has board set for me, and he's going to get them working for me. I am going to, in exchange, I did that little golfer cabinet. I touched that up for him the other, on those videos. I'm going to do another one for him, another cabinet for him for his personal collection. And I said, hey, I'll do the woodwork and paint it for you. So he's going to give me the board sets for free, which is awesome. I like trading, why not? If he's obviously more experienced doing that part of it, I'm more experienced with the wood, it just makes perfect sense, So that's where I'm at with that. So the only thing I don't have for a Playboy cabinet is the cabinet wiring harness. I have the harness on the back of the back of the playfield. It should be there, at least most of it's there. But I do not have it for the cabinet itself, so I need it. And that was used in several Bally games from, I think, 78, 79 area. So I don't know how I'm going to find that yet. But that's going to be the only hiccup, really. And I'm going to have to buy a set of plastics for it. Rubbers and stuff like that. I'm hoping to be into it for maybe $800. That would be awesome. So that's going to be another playfield that you guys will get to see me touch up and clear coat. And we're going to clear coat the shit out of it. We're going to clear it, wet sand it, re-clear it. And possibly wet sand it a second time and buff it. And then wax it. That thing will never go bad again. That's my goal. And that is a game that you want to try to keep mostly original, you know what I mean? I think it is. I might do a couple stupid things with it, but nothing like crazy. For the most part, it's going to be all original. And I could have gotten a cheaper cabinet, but I figured, you know what? This is an actual Playboy cabinet with the artwork still on it. So I can use that, tape it off. We can spray the pink and the black and if there's, I don't know if there's, yeah, I think there's some white on it. We can respray over the original artwork and make it look brand new without having to buy a stencil kit. So that was my theory, because if I got to buy a stencil kit, you're looking at $180, $200 for a stencil kit. So if you think about it, you might as well just buy the right cabinet that already has it on there for $300. You know, more projects that I said I wasn't going to buy. I can't help it. Shit keeps coming up cheap. What I need to do is quit hanging on to everything and sell some stuff. This game right here, if I get these joysticks working, I'm selling it. I have zero interest in it. I'm going to put if I get the joysticks to work, I'm going to put a CRT monitor in here, clean it up, and sell it for what I paid for it. I paid $400 for it. That's all I want for it. I just wanted it for the joysticks. Not looking to do anything else with it. I don't think these games sell for much money. But, if it doesn't work, if I can't get the joysticks to work, then I guess I'm just fucking parting it out, which the circuit boards aren't worth much. And I don't know what I'll do with the cabinet. It's a nice cabinet, actually. Sell the cabinet? I don't know. I don't really want a 60 in one. I don't really like doing that. I do have a poker cabinet that I do need to do a 60 in one in. I have all the parts to do it. I just don't have the time right now. Maybe I'll do it before the holidays. Somebody will buy it for a couple $100. I'll put a 60 in one in it and stuff and sell it for $250 or something like that. Cheap. Just to get it out of my hair, make a few bucks. Stupid frickin' flies, man. This board does have a sound issue. And I'm hoping it's just the capacitors. Okay. We got our pin in there. Oh man, I just put it all in upside down. Son of a bitch. I put all the fucking connectors in backwards. No, I didn't. Did I? Yeah, I did. I got confused and put the plug upside down. Awesome. Can I just get it to temporarily plug in here? And I'll spin them around after. Thought I had it right. I must have just rotated the stupid connector by accident. Oh, stupid. I'll blame it on my son stopping by. He's not here, it's his fault. See that? How easy that was? always blame the person that's not here. Trying to barely push these down. Okay, so now it goes this way. Third one. Okay, so now we'll use this plug as our reference. So black is the very end next to the pin, the key, whatever you want to call it. Now we can start with red on the other end. And then we go yellow and black. Then we go yellow and brown. Yellow and red. Or if there's a straight yellow. Or is it yellow and orange? I'll wait on that one because I'm not sure. So the one after the pin would be yellow and purple, or after the key. Okay. Then yellow and blue. Uh-oh. We don't have a yellow and blue on this one. Great. What's after yellow and blue? Yellow and green, which would... crap, we don't have that either. They are different. I'm going to say that the orange and green on this one is probably yellow and gray on this one. I wonder if it's in the same order on the other end of this plug. Let me look before I push that in. Let me see out of curiosity. Okay. Yes, it is. Same. Okay, so we got to go yellow and orange. Yellow and orange. Hold on. Yellow, orange, yellow, purple. So that'll be the next two after the red. Yellow, orange, yellow, purple. Ow. Yellow, orange. Yellow, purple. Then this brown and orange goes next to the key. And then that leaves us with, nope, I screwed up again. One too many over on the key. Just double check before I push that in. I believe it's the brown and orange next to the key. Yes. Brown and orange next to the key, and then the brown and black next to that. Where'd it go? And brown and black. Why is this not adding up? Why do we have an extra? That's not good. Why do I have an extra wire all of a sudden? How did I royally screw this up? Oh, that's right. I got 2 connectors left. Long day, guys. Long day. Okay. Did this last time too. I don't know if it's something to do with the converter board or if it just has to warm up. I'll turn the lights off in here real quick. Okay, good. You can see that better. Why is it doing that crap? I think it's that converter board screwing up. Maybe. Seriously? There it is. It's the connector inside the cabinet. Yay, more junk. That's right, I think you gotta credit it. Dude, it freaking works, guys. You can 100% use a midway joystick on an Arch Rivals with the exact pinout. Because look, I mean, it works freaking beautifully. And to be honest with you, I kind of like the bat stick joystick top for this. It just feels more comfortable. It feels more, I don't know, more controllable. Because it doesn't have that fat ball on there. So how awesome is that, guys? This freaking thing works. I don't know what the hell I'm doing because I can't see the buttons, but... Pass me the ball. I can't. I'm trying to do it with the thing upside down. Look at that. I play better upside down. So, what we'll do is we'll have to take these wooden blocks off the bottom of the control panel. And guess what? It doesn't line up. Oh, it does. These joysticks perfectly line up with the bolt holes in the control panel. So which way does this have to go here? So that's up. That would be down, up. It might be backwards. Trying to see which way the joystick has to go in here. Okay, so do I spin it this way? Well, that would make sense. Where's my guy? Get over here, Charlie. Perfect. The frickin' thing works beautiful. I think we're gonna put the two joysticks in tonight. And then we'll do another video on changing out the monitor, figuring out what I gotta do with that. And be able to get this thing. Oh, then we gotta fix the sound too. Let's take that wooden block off of there. So that is, so all the people that said you cannot use a midway 49-way joystick on a Williams game are liars. They never tried it. They probably never tried it because they didn't want to change the plug out. That'd be my guess. So in theory, there's no reason in this world that you could not take this midway 49-way joystick, pull this bat shaft out of here, and put a ball top in there. You know what I mean? Would it be perfect? No. You know, because obviously you don't have this goes into the control panel, okay? And you have a bearing in there. So clearly this wouldn't fit, you know, the control panel correctly. You know, but it works. And that's the thing, is if you have a Sinistar and it plays like shit because you have an 8-way joystick in there, well, now you can put this in there. Yeah, you'd have to get a little creative with, you know, the control panel. You'd obviously have a hole like this size in there, which I'm going to have it on this. But to be honest with you, I think it'll be fine. I could put a dust washer in there. Perfect. That's exactly where I wanted that to go. I'm going to save these. These are freaking nice. Let's see what this looks like in a minute here. The only way you could put a dust washer on here, no, I think there's a recess in there. I don't think I'm going to put a dust washer in there. You can always put it on top of the control panel. Let's just put two loose in there and see what it looks like. I'm going to have to go in the house and get more connectors. or another connector and some more pins. But what we'll do is, oh shit. I can grab a dust washer. That doesn't even look bad. But yeah, I'll grab a dust washer. So let me go grab that. And I have to see if I have one of these plastic things for the shaft, because the other one's missing that. And if I don't have that, the joystick's gonna operate like shit. So I'm gonna go in the house, grab a couple parts, come back out here, and we're gonna wire up the other joystick. Okay, I was looking through all my bin of parts and stuff, and I believe I found what I need to make this joystick work. I do need to separate this joystick so that I can get a dust washer up there. I think I'm just gonna put it on the outside of the playfield if it'll fit. I think it will work. Now, I was in the basement looking through a bunch of, ball tops and stuff like that. So, this is a fatter shaft up here, and then it gets skinnier, okay? I guess if I were to use this on a Sinistar or something like that, I would probably first try cutting this off and maybe buying a screw-on ball top and threading the shaft, milling it down and threading it, or buy a Robotron joystick, just a handle part, because that's a taller handle, and see if you can't modify that to fit. You probably need a lathe or something like that to do it, but it's 100% possible, or you can even play it with the bat style top if you wanted to. But I guarantee there's a way to adapt this to make a ball top joystick fit on there. So now I need to see how to take this apart. I think there's, I gotta take those 4 screws out. So we gotta pop out this E-clip here, the dreaded E-clip that everybody's afraid to take off. That was so painful. Now I have this, but it fits on the shaft really tight and it's not super long, but I don't think it's gonna move anywhere. Need a Phillips screwdriver. I'm gonna grab a hand one because I'm definitely not using a drill. I'm gonna unplug this because there is 5 volts going to it, and I don't want to short anything out. This game will look a million times nicer with the CRT in it. I have to figure out how to put it in there. I think the glass moves and stuff because I believe the monitor goes in there at an angle and then the glass lays down. It'll be a little bit of work, but it'll be actually kind of a fun video, I think. Just take that off just like that. Now, why doesn't that come off? Oh, we're missing a screw right there. Is that stuck on that freaking thing? I don't think you're supposed to have to take this all apart. I just think it's possibly stuck. Maybe there's another clip or something. I don't know. Might be another E-clip or something. No, because it would have to be on this side. I'll grab a 4th screw while I have it apart too. I think it's freaking rusted on there. Or is it pressed on there? God, you would think that would come off. Looks like somebody tried to, because this is all marred up right here. Well, I guess we're going with no dust washers. Because this one doesn't want to come off either. And I'm not going to break them, so we just won't have a dust washer. God, does that flat screen look horrible. The whole bottom of the screen is red on the one picture. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna kind of high speed this next part. I'm gonna repin this one, get it mounted in there and everything, and then we'll check the game out. I'm gonna go grab another screw for that. So the plastic sleeve was really tight pushing on the shaft. I actually got it stuck, so I heated it up with a torch to make it more pliable, and then it slid on perfectly. And that thing is not gonna move. All right, let's see if these joysticks work. I don't think there's any sound now. Do I have any credits in here? No, I do not. Make sure I have the joysticks plugged into the right ones, which I do. This one's not working. Uh-oh. Do I have a bad 49-way joystick? Or I think I might. Uh-oh. That's not good. That might be why this one was taken apart. That's not good. Hey, I got music. Yeah, my guy's not working. Well, that blows. So I'll have to look at this. I don't know what it could be. Could be that chip on there. Let's do this. Let's see if this works on this side. Rule out a wiring problem. Oh boy. Yep, it's the joystick. Okay. That is why it was clearly taken apart. And it was probably never put back together. So we don't have voices, but we have music. Well, we can go in the basement and test some of these out. I don't know if I'll have one of those chips, if that could be causing it or not. I am not sure. But let me pause this for a minute. All right. I need to cut a piece of this blue plastic for tomorrow. Let's see what we got going on here, if we can figure out what is wrong. First, that's a 7400N. 74F00N. I don't know. Don't even know if I'd have one of them. Highly, highly, highly doubt it. I don't even know if that's the problem. Let's do this. Let's test these little transistors. Let's start with these two right here. Those two read the same. I'm gonna say it's the chip, because I think all these other ones are just for the directions, different direction. So my guess is that's the only other thing it could be. I mean, because if that was good, you would think at least something would be working, you know what I mean? But nothing. It's not moving any direction whatsoever. So what the hell is a 7400F00N? have just a bunch of 74Ls. I'm going to have to look up and see if something's compatible to that number to see if I possibly have something here. All right, let me look it up and see what I can come up with. Okay, this chip would be very hard to find a replacement unless you made your own circuit. So this is like a quad gate chip, okay, which makes sense because you have, 4 spots. So I'm gonna have to order one of these chips. But at least we know that these work, guys, and that's the most important thing. So I'm gonna end this video because Arcade Jason, I just talked to him and we talked about this chip, and that's how I got that information. He says it'd be best for me to just order this. So while talking to him, he just so you guys know, he was having some problems with some pole position syncing to some monitors, and that is all fixed, and he's going to be putting out an update, I believe he said tomorrow. So I just figured I'd give you guys a heads up on that if anybody's having an issue with that. And also he is going to, right now, he is going to send me an update. I'm going to take my Space Duel board, and I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to go on the computer, and I'm going to do this update that he's going to send me, and then I'm going to come back down, plug it in, and see if it gets out of cocktail mode or not. If it stays in cocktail mode, we'll have to swap the board out. But I think I'm going to do a video on it. I've never done this before. So I'm going to have him email me it. We're going to go up on the computer. We have to open his email up. We have to open up the link, then plug the board into the computer. And then I have to hit the button on, there's a chip on there. You have to hit the button. And then once you do that, I think he says you just hit install or whatever on that, and it'll do it. And then we can unplug it, bring it down, and see if that possibly fixed Space Duel, because it definitely is stuck in cocktail mode. Now, I know at his house, I believe he has an upright Space Duel too, and he has a cocktail, but he has a cocktail that's really accessible. So he's been testing all these Space Duel boards and stuff on his cocktail table. That was one of the prototype boards before production started. So he might not have, he's wondering if it just needs an update, because that board will know the difference between being plugged into a cocktail table or an upright simply by one wire missing in the harness on an upright. So on an upright Space Duel, I believe it's pin R, there will not be a wire there. On a cocktail table, pin R is occupied, and that's what tells that board that it's in a cocktail or an upright. So he's hoping that maybe it just needs to be updated, because he probably never obviously tested that because it was in cocktail mode. So who knows? Or it just might be something else. We don't know. But we're going to try the update. And if it doesn't work, not a big deal. He'll swap out the board for another one, and I'm sure he'll figure it out. I don't know what it could be, but I'm thinking it's just something in the program. And that's what he's thinking too. So hopefully that'll fix that. So I'm going to end this video. I'm going to go online later and see if I can order one of these chips, where I can get one from. It's the only thing I can logically think is bad. The capacitor looks fine. That doesn't mean it's not bad. None of the resistors look blown out or anything, but that, once again, doesn't mean that one of them's not bad. But something's telling me it's this chip, because nothing is working. You would think if it was, if the chip was good, that at least something would work, maybe, you know what I mean? Or it would work fully. I don't know. So that's my guess. And that's pretty much it. So once we get the chip, we'll do another video putting the chip on here and seeing if we get it to work. And then we'll work on putting a monitor in it and seeing if we can fix the sound. We have music. We don't have talking. So I don't know what that's going to be yet either. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end this video. I'm going to put it up as I don't know. I'll figure out something. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys later tonight because I'm going to be making another video because I think that you guys should watch me do this. And fingers crossed it works. And if it doesn't, oh well. But at least we give it a shot. So thanks, guys. See you later.